Hi, welcome to my Natural Hair Club. Here I post about natural hair appreciation and natural hair care tips. Today we are here to discuss my unpopular opinions about natural hair, and today our talk is all about wigs.
Even though I wore my hair braided in college, when it was time for me to walk into that law firm, to start getting jobs, it wasn't even a question in my mind.
You just knew.
The issue of my hair has been a thing that's followed me my entire life.
No unusual hair, no spiky hair, and no Afro style. Their message is basically saying that black people aren't professional because all black people, or most black people, have Afro hair naturally. That's their natural hair. And what they're saying is there's no way that you can present yourself naturally and look professional. And for me, that's unacceptable for them to say that. It says that there's a gap between luxury and black people, and that's a problem.
This teenager from North Carolina says that Chick-fil-A sent her home for having unnatural hair. And by unnatural, they meant blondes and box braids.
A Montreal woman says she feels singled out by the Canadian airport security guards. She says her hair has been searched 3 times at 3 separate airports. And she says CATSA agents should be more racially sensitive. Chloe Rinaldi has those details.
Christine Rodriguez has traveled her whole life, but never before has she been asked to have her hair searched. In the past 2 months, that's happened 3 times.
Just was really upset because it's not random. It's happening to me like every time.
Rodriguez says after going through the scanner, she showed security the tiny elastic in her hair. But she says that wasn't enough, and security insisted on examining her hair themselves.
You kind of just brush it off, but this is not, I can't brush it off. It's like really sticking with me.
If you thought this was gonna be a video of me bashing black women, well, you thought wrong. I'm actually here to discuss the mental, the financial, and the social impact wigs have on black women. So take a drink and have a seat so we can talk. You're probably wondering at the moment what is my unpopular opinion because the intro didn't really explain it completely. Well, my unpopular opinion is that I believe that a black woman's choice of hair is not 100% their choice. I believe that there are multiple external factors that impact a black woman's choice when deciding what style to wear. But what if they created this industry so that they make more money? Think about it. Make black women more insecure, making them have to buy their hair at the store. And not only that, because technically you can get over it and then be like, oh, actually, I'm gonna wear my hair natural. Make the workplace where everybody has to go, because if there's nobody in this economy except the extra wealthy ones that can just like go about life and not work. So they're telling the workplace, hey, tell black women that not only, even if you get over your insecurity, we're not even gonna let you work. We're not even gonna let you work. Even though you need that for healthcare, you need that for childcare, you need that for food, you need that for a place to stay, and we're not gonna let you work just because of your hair, which is gonna force you back to buy more hair products. And because of that insecurity, that stress, the microaggressions that you already get, because girl, I face so many microaggressions, true story, that you're facing. And because the tension is so high, you rather wear a wig and extensions to lower the levels of microaggressions that you're already facing, because you already want at work. And the cycle continues because we make so much money for these companies, so much. And this is only the US. We're not even talking about North America in general. We're not even talking about the beauty industry in Europe, and especially in Africa. The beauty industry in Africa, that must be going crazy. that black people don't even own. In Latin America, these industries are exploiting black women for money, using our insecurity for money. You're working and you have to work more on top of that because you have to fix your appearance, because people are telling you that you look unprofessional to make a living for yourself. Guys, I can't make this up. So the article that inspired me to make this video is called The Real Woman Atlanta magazine, and it's titled Wigs versus Natural Hair, The Real Talk on Beauty, Confidence, and Choice. Even this title, I was like, is it really a choice to wear wigs in 2026? In 2026, my opinion still stands. You wearing wigs, you wearing extensions that look straight, that conform to Eurocentric standards is not fully your choice. You might like it, you might think it's pretty, you might even think there's no difference versus natural hair and wigs, and you don't feel any type of way whether you wear either or, but I don't think it's a choice, especially if you choose it over natural hair when it comes to going to a professional event, going to important events, going to the restaurant, going somewhere where you're going to be judged on your appearance more. Even if you like it, like Michelle Obama said, she already knew when she was going to go to her law school, when she was going to go to her interview, she was going to start wearing wigs because it was automatic. It's even me when I'm like going to job interviews, I don't straighten my hair or wear wigs. One, because I'm broke. And straightening my hair, I'm kind of scared of heat, so I can't bring myself to do it. But even when I'm at an interview, I'm just like, are they gonna hire me? Like, I can't straighten my hair. Even if it's a food service where I'm gonna put like a cap anyway, I'm still worried if they're gonna hire me because of my natural hair. When describing the pros of wearing wigs, they say that many women feel like wigs help them feel put together and it's a confidence boost. And for one of the pros of natural hair is basically saying that it's a political statement. The reason why I feel like this is problematic is because they don't elaborate why people consider wigs a confidence boost and why they consider natural hair a political statement. Yes, in big 2026, even though this article was posted in August 2025, I feel like it still applies. When I see someone with an afro, like I might just put my wrist out because I don't see it. I don't see it often. I don't see it on campus. I rarely seen it in my high school. I literally started the natural hair movement in my high school. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, when I started wearing my natural hair, that's when I saw and started to see more people wearing their natural hair because we weren't wearing our natural hair like that at all. But this article gives the illusion of choice when I don't think it's a choice. No shade to this article. I'm just using this article because it was basically saying what everybody is saying. Every time people are telling the cons, the pros and the cons of wigs and natural hair, they always have this wording. They're always like, oh, wigs are so easy, they're so professional. And then when they're talking about natural hair, they're like, oh yeah, and it's like, guys, which there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like, why is it's sad to see that our hair is political? And because we think our hair is political, I feel like in a way also when unfortunately when you're at the workplace, they think that you're making a political statement when you're just trying to wear your hair. And it's unfortunate. And that's why I say that wearing wigs is not a choice. It's a way so people don't police your blackness even more. Because people are already policing you and being annoying about your blackness. I have so many story times about me in the workplace. Whether it was me working at a coffee shop or being an assistant at a healthcare center, so many microaggressions that I don't even know how they just bring it up for no reason. And it's exhausting. And I feel like wearing a wig is in a way to be like, leave me alone. Don't get me wrong, wigs have been a part of our culture and globally. Like, there's different types of ways to do wigs. I've been surprised that while I was doing this research, there's different ways to do it in Europe, in Africa, in North America, in Latin America. And there's just different ways that we do wigs. But there's a difference of like cultural wigs and then wigs that people wear when they're going to work. It's usually pin straight, black, because most of us have black hair, or maybe the same color of your hair, how it is. And that's what you usually wear to work. And you can tell that's what they want, because when you're wearing your natural hair, it's all the questions. Oh, what's his hairstyle? Oh, is this Fulani? Or what is this? Or what is this African hairstyle that you have? You know, they're making sure that you know that this is not normal and that you're just this ethnic person and that what you are is abnormal. And it's really exhausting. There's also the fact that wearing your natural hair sometimes can isolate you in the workplace, isolate you socially in white spaces, and it could also impact your financial situation. There's many people that have reported that wearing wigs or just conforming to white standards, Eurocentric standards, could help them get a promotion. Or even wearing their natural hair could have them denied of a promotion. And that is the sad reality of natural hair. That's why when I see someone wearing a wig at the workplace, at university, or just anywhere in general, I don't really blame them, and I don't like to point fingers at Black women because it's sometimes not a choice. Sometimes their financial security, their social security, and just like their mental well-being depends on it. And this is the unfortunate truth of wigs with Black women. And it's a sad fact, but it's really common. A couple years ago, this is a Black man too. We should say, because it's for everyone. A Black boy was on the verge of not being able to graduate just because of his natural hair. Roll the clip.
Why should we have to cut his hair?
That's right.
It's why? Like, really, why? His hair is not affecting his education. They have many mothers out here that's pushing, trying to get their kids to go to school.
That's right.
I have a son, 18 years old, that wants to go to school, that wants to get his education. And y'all messing with him. Why?
It's just been stressful. It's just been angering and frustrating, because why me out of everybody in that school? Why me? Why am I the only person getting picked on? Why am I the only person that's sitting in that same room every day, all day?
There was even this clip of this guy not being able to participate in this athletic game because of his locks. Like, this is insane, and this is ingrained in their society that they don't want our hair, they think that we are inherently unprofessional, and it's the sad truth. A lot of people are not in the position to revolt. You know what I mean? And as someone who is actively just trying to wear their natural hair, and in a way, yes, my hair is a political statement, I am really worried if me wearing my natural hair and continuing to wearing my natural hair is going to affect me getting into jobs, getting into law school. I'm scared that I won't get opportunities just because of how my hair looks. There's so many interviews I've gone to, and I did get the job. But while I was waiting for the jobs, I was thinking, am I not going to get hired because of how I look? Am I not going to get hired because of my hair specifically? Because I was in the clean clothes. I was looking clean, put together. I was looking fine. I had the qualifications. But in my head, I still had this thing in my head that I was like, I hope I get hired. I hope that my hair didn't impact this hiring process, which is crazy. It's not Black women's fault that they have to wear wigs. Like, that's why I don't blame Black women when they wear wigs. In a way, we have been groomed to conform to these Eurocentric standards. Think about middle school. Think about high school. Yes, I know you remember those days. Oh my God. Let me tell you, I feel like high school for me was the trenches 100% with Black hair. I feel like middle school and high school really trains you to have this mindset that like Black people are worthless in a way, and it kind of gives you low self-esteem. Let me cook here, okay? I don't know if this was your experience, and I'm just gonna say my experience. Honestly, Black guys would perpetuate these awful standards for Black women, especially in my high school. Like my high school, I'm just gonna talk about my high school experience because I've been to other high schools, but just like briefly. But in my high school, they would make so much comments about natural hair. I remember I got called Aunt Jemima. Somebody confused me for a man. Somebody asked me if I was transgender. Like, so many crazy comments when I started wearing my natural hair. Guys saying that, oh, my friend has longer hair than yours. Like, it was just like nonsense. Saying how Black women were ugly, just like the crazy stuff. I feel like I just developed anxiety. Like every time I'm around Black men, I get like some type of anxiety. It's actually so bad. When I was in psychology class in high school, I literally dropped psychology class because most of the people there were Black guys, so I could go into a biomedical science class where there was like none of them, because I wasn't even able to concentrate in class because I was stressed that I would be picked for the bullying that they would do. It was just insane. Stuff like that. And just being in that environment for so long kind of like trained you to be like, if I wear wigs, they'll leave you alone. And they actually did. This is the crazy part. If people wore wigs, they were less likely to be bullied. Even though people would be like, or if they straightened their hair as well. Even if people were like, oh, Black women wear wigs, Black women wear wigs, well, they weren't treated as rude or as mean as people that would wear their natural hair. You know, those factors. So, yeah. So I don't really blame any Black woman that decides to wear wigs, especially, unfortunately, when they're in high school, because, girl, high school is the Hunger Games. That was, like, the worst place to be. But anyways, I didn't care, though. I was wearing my natural hair, but it's still, like, stressful. Like, as you go progressively, if you're deciding to do a big chop and wear your natural hair in high school, the more you gain confidence, you're just gonna block out the insults. Like, you're not even gonna hear it. Which, that worked for me. Like, in 12th grade, I did not care. There's also the fact, and this is not like I genuinely think that Black women are held to a higher standard of beauty than any other race. And I feel like it's getting out of hand. There's a video of this girl explaining just like how women's beauty standards have gotten worse progressively. And I'm gonna roll the clip for you guys.
Beauty is not empowerment if opting out isn't allowed. Women do not owe the world beauty, but patriarchy has repackaged beauty as currency. It's a way to keep women socially, economically, psychologically compliant even after legal and economic gains. The Beauty Myth by Naomi Wolf argues that beauty standards became more strict rather than looser as women progressed. And I have some key insights from the book that I want to share that explain this counterintuitive part of it all. I have my notes over here, so I might be glancing over. Number 1 is beauty is not natural, it is a political tool. Wolf first argues this by saying that beauty standards are not universal or timeless or biologically fixed, and they actually intensify during periods where women gain independence, whether that be in the workforce or education or autonomy. And beauty becomes a way to discipline women and keep them compliant without using any force. An anecdote that she mentions here is that in the 1950s, when women were more largely confined to domestic roles, beauty ideals actually became a lot softer and less punishing. But then in the 1980s and 90s, after post-second wave feminism, ideals became thinner, younger, more airbrushed, more extreme. Every time a woman gains power, the beauty standards become harsher. The second insight is that beauty functions as currency, but only for women. What does Wolf mean by currency? She means that beauty is framed as something that a woman must earn to be loved, to be hired, to be taken seriously, to be safe from ridicule or invisibility. And men are allowed to age and exist and be average, but women are evaluated visually first. And a crucial nuance of the beauty currency that she wants to point out is that the beauty currency is inflationary, which means the standards always keep rising. It is unstable, which means you can lose it with age or illness or stress, and that it is unwinnable. Someone is always more beautiful, and there's always an expiration date on your beauty. And there is nuance to this because women who are deemed conventionally attractive are praised for it, but they are also resented for it, hypersexualized, and punished for it. And women who opt out are often penalized socially and professionally. Beauty is a currency that women are forced to use in a system where it keeps changing and it always expires. The third insight is that the beauty myth thrives on insecurity and not pleasure. I made a video last week about choice feminism and beauty as self-imprisonment. This kind of touches on that, and an important distinction that Wolf makes is that the problem is not adornment or style or an indulgence or enjoyment of beauty, which was what I was saying last week, but that the problem is coercion disguised as choice. You know, you live in your context. Your choices are embedded within patriarchy and the male gaze. Your choice isn't isolated outside of that. So some red flag questions that Wolf encourages us to ask is, do you feel freer after participating in the beauty culture or more anxious? Does it expand your life or does it shrink it? And there really is a parallel to this because diet culture surged at the same time that women entered male-dominated fields. And hunger keeps people compliant and distracted and self-critical. If something that claims to be empowering makes you feel smaller or more anxious or quieter or more obsessed, it is not freedom. The fourth insight is that the myth keeps women competing rather than organizing. What patriarchy gains from the beauty myth is women see themselves as rivals rather than allies. Comparison and competition replaces solidarity and community. Beauty media, but media in general, rarely depict women collaborating with one another, speaking with one another. How much media fails the Bechdel test? You don't often see imagery of women just being who they are or aging with dignity. And this has just changed exponentially with social media where there's algorithmic comparison, monetized insecurity, and self-surveillance. And it's a different game. The beauty myth works best when women are too busy competing with one another to notice who this actually benefits. And the fifth key insight is that beauty is used to justify unequal treatment. Wolf's sharpest points is that the beauty standards are used to rationalize discrimination. She didn't get the job because she wasn't polished. She aged out. She let herself go. The studies that Wolf cites show that women deemed attractive do earn more professionally, but only temporarily. Aging women often face deeper professional penalties than men. Beauty is treated as merit, but it is assigned, it is unstable, and it is unequally enforced. This is what women actually owe to the world. Myth versus reality. The myth says that women owe youth, visual pleasure, agreeableness, effortlessness, palatability, softness, and Wolf reframes this and says that women do not owe the world beauty, they don't owe anything visual, ornamental, or consumable. You don't owe the world beauty, you belong to yourself, you owe yourself agency. The beauty myth isn't about banning beauty, it's about interrogating why beauty feels compulsory and required to exist as a woman.
And I feel like for Black women, it has gone so much worse too. You have to have your wig laid all the time. Don't let your lace be visible, even though the lace is not going to be like 100% invisible, but don't let it lift. People are going to comment on that. Like, people are so like quick to just like analyze you, and it's just too much. And if you're not perfect, you don't deserve respect. But if you're perfect, you think you are all that, and it's just like, it's a lot. And I feel like because I feel like wigs have always been a thing, but even the quality of wigs now is getting higher and higher and higher as we're progressing. You can't just slap that wig because apparently that wig equates soft life, which, whatever you think about that soft life trend, but you know what I mean? Like, even the type of wig that you're wearing now, people are talking about synthetic wigs, you're classless. This, like, it's like too much. There's even hierarchies in wigs. And if we don't stop this now, it's going to continue. I think that the next step for Black women in general is to stop policing each other. I literally block people that police other Black women in my comments. I always like to remind other Black women that every Black woman is in their journey, and their journey is personal, and you can't judge them, and it takes a long time. It took me like 6 years to actually be comfortable with my natural hair. Yes, I was posting about natural hair since last year, but just in October, this October, I was actually okay with my natural hair. Like, I could wear my hair out at university. Like, this was a big step. Like, I could wear it at work, I could wear it outside. I felt pretty, but like, I felt like a way, like I was always in the mirror checking, like, okay, like, is it laid properly? Like, it takes a long time. 6 years. I thought it was gonna be easy. It's really not. Like, when I say that natural hair is like a mental battle, you don't understand. It's like, genuinely, the mental is 70% of the natural hair journey, in my opinion. And you can't judge. And that's my opinion. I don't know if it's unpopular. Let me know in the comments. This is it for my video. It's just basically me ranting or just like talking about how I feel about hair topics. There's so many other hair topics that I want to discuss. I already just thought about this topic that I was gonna talk about, but definitely it's gonna be next, because this is something that is very common in the Black community, and that helped transition to the unprofessionalism, I feel, in a way, maybe, about how we treat natural hair. So we'll see if you guys agree with my opinion next episode. But I hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll come with new unpopular opinions as well as more motivational posts about hair and tips and tricks.